Hey. Howdy.
Hello.
Hey, Barbara.
Hi, Michael. How are you,
I'm good.
dear boy, dear boy?
right.
How are you?
I'm okay. I'd like to take a moment to discuss something called cognitive dissonance. This is something that activists encounter quite often. Cognitive dissonance is a psychological state that describes the uncomfortable feeling between what one holds to be true and what one knows to be true. It is often associated with a tendency for people to resist information that they don't want to think about, because if they did, it would create cognitive dissonance. They have at least partial awareness of the information without having moved to full acceptance of it, and are thus in a state of denial about it. Okay, let me try to simplify some of this psychobabble. If A, what they believe, doesn't fit in with B, what they know, they will deny B altogether, or rationalize somewhere that there's this imagined third thing called C that makes it all fit together neat and tidy. Basically, if we've been conditioned all our lives to accept blindly these buzzwords like experts, sources, and officials on news, okay, then when we're confronted with uncomfortable information, we immediately go back to default and just cough up C. And there is cognitive dissonance in the nutshell. Well, I decided to talk about this because, well, here's an example of it.
I can't believe that it's real. The way that you made me feel.
Hey, excuse me. Hey, did you know that they're raping children for your protection in Abu Ghraib? Did you know that? Did you know that teenage boys are being raped to protect you from Al-Qaeda?
Yeah, Joe, you got something to say?
Could we go over there to the TV station and ask them, is there any journalists there? Get down, and they won't let us talk to anybody. Well, just knock on the door a couple times. Say, we'd like to see a journalist.
So what specific issue do you want to have them talk about? Or like
We
report
want
on?
them to talk about the National Day of Torture.
Right,
This is happening all across the nation.
right.
But our news media have blocked out any kind of protest.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, the low estimate is 100
Right.
people that have died. There are 25 active homicide investigations. Come on.
Oh, I'm coming.
Is that all there is to that place? That's it. That's just one studio room. I don't think there's even anybody in it.
Knock, knock. There's got to be somebody. Hey, is there any journalist here? This looks like a bank.
Is it sure? Oh, there is. There's a body way in the back corner.
Oh, knock. Knock on the glass. Knock on the door.
Oh, there's a double door. He couldn't hear us knocking if he wanted to. There's a locked door here and there's another one inside.
Well, that's the security guy.
Security guy's in there. Ask him.
Yeah.
How you doing? Listen, is there any journalists here?
Journalists?
Yeah. You know, the people that do news?
I think they all left for the day.
Oh, when do they come and go,
They
usually?
usually come for the 6 o'clock, 6:30 show.
6 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
And then they leave around noonish?
Yeah, they have a good protocol.
Okay, well now we know why. They're not here. That's why they don't cover us. They...
Oh.
Do they have like an administrative office here? Do they have like an administrative office?
They do. That's not Union's building.
Okay.
Thanks. Appreciate the info. My name's Malcolm. I'm with Veterans for Peace and Individuals for Justice. Look us up on the web.
Cool. So, like, okay, if I were the regular mainstream media, what would you say to me about
Well, I'd
torture?
say that it's really too bad that everybody seems to have forgotten that Ronald Reagan in 1986 signed into law conventions against torture. In those conventions against torture, one of the things that he said in that law is that anybody who tries to make torture illegal is tries to make torture legal is also breaking the law. Okay, that is part of the law of the land now, and it has been for over a decade now, over 20 years. Okay, but people seem to have conveniently forgotten that this is the case. But basically, under that statute, the minute that Bybee or Wu or any of these characters started writing those memos to try and make torture, John Woo, Jay Bybee, any time that those guys tried writing anything that said that torture was legal or justifiable in any way, shape, or form, they broke the law. Okay? This means that there should be an immediate follow-up with the investigation, prosecution, and incarceration, of course.
Absolutely.
But we already know by what we've seen the government doing that those things are unlikely to take place unless there is a general uprising of opinion that they cannot ignore. Okay, and I got clues. This is just the beginning. Those people across that street, that's just the beginning. We're just getting started. This thing isn't over. People who say, oh, forget about it, that issue's closed, are lying. They are mistaken. Because those citizens came out on very short notice for this day.
I did.
Yep. And there will be more. And it's going to continue to grow.
Yeah, usually I cover 9/11 truth issues, but I cover other issues that are related, and 9/11 is the justification for this.
Well, it certainly was used as
yes,
part of the
it's used as a
justification
pretext
for it.
to go ahead and say, oh, we can do this now. So I mean, that's why I'm extending out into torture. So
Well, it makes good sense to be there, and of course
aside
both.
from the fact that it's unconscionable, I mean,
Exactly.
I can't.
I was going to say, and
Yes.
both are
Yes,
unconscionable.
I mean, as soon as I read the Seymour Hersh article that from the New Yorker magazine that teenage boys are being raped, okay, and this guy won a Pulitzer Prize. It's the highest honor a journalist can win. You know, that's not like, you know, some blog or somebody.
No, it's a very credible
right.
figure.
As soon as I read that, I was just disgusted. And then John Yoo talking about things that can be done to children in front of their parents to get answers out of them. I mean, I'm not going to say it, but like you can Google it yourself if you're on my channel. You know, it's just disgusting.
Exactly,
You know?
which is why we came over to talk to the KGW. Unfortunately, there was nobody in, but that's why we came here, because we've been outside the studio for 8 weeks and more doing this protest, and we haven't had any coverage whatsoever, and it's about bloody time that the mainstream starts paying attention to what's happening in its own living room.